Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. This is an asexual life update. If you're interested in asexuality, if you want to know more about love, life, dating, and relationships, and you just want to know how asexuality works in real life context, then follow this channel, subscribe, and share. As you know, I'm going through a really difficult time at the moment, and I haven't been able to live stream. And I just wanted to give you an update about my asexual life and what's going on in it. So I've had a very, very difficult time. So if you didn't know, my beautiful angel guinea pig, who's been on this channel and featured quite a bit throughout the years. Um, she was almost 6.5, and she died on the 4th of December in my arms from pneumonia. She had breathing problems. She couldn't breathe properly, and then it was really, really difficult and traumatic. But I was there with her and giving her lots of kisses and cuddles, and she died in my arms, which is exactly where she should be. And then 2 days later, my landlord gave me notice to leave this home, legal notice. So he'd given me notice before, but it wasn't legal. So the council messaged him and said he needs to give legal notice. And now he's given me 2 months legal notice, which means I have to be out of this flat by no later than the 10th of February. Otherwise, I face eviction and him taking me to court. And I really don't want that, I don't want to be evicted or anything like that. I just want to leave from my own accord. But trying to find somewhere else in my city or anywhere is really difficult. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. One of the main reasons is I am on benefits. I have told you before, if you remember, that I quit my full-time day job last year in October, which was a management position. It made me really, really poorly. And if you follow this channel, you'll also know that I have disabilities. I've got fibromyalgia and generalized anxiety disorder. And that job just made me really, really poorly. And I just couldn't be there anymore. So I was off long-term sick and I left completely. And I had some therapy for my mental health at the end of last year, beginning of this, voluntarily, because I wanted some help with that. And I hadn't had to have that since like 2014. And that was due to my asexuality, because that was when I found out I was asexual, because I went home and Googled I love kissing but not sex, and it came up with asexuality after I went to the counselor and told her that I was worried because I wanted a relationship, but I didn't want one with sex. I was liking kissing, cuddling, but I didn't want sex. I didn't like it, didn't need it. And that's when she said she was worried about me in a stern voice, and that I would need to have sex in order to keep a good guy. And I was absolutely gobsmacked. That's the last time I had therapy till the end of last year, beginning of this. And that was in 2014. And after that, it took me a while to process what she was saying. It's like I went to her for help, because I honestly thought at that point in my life, um, that, there was no one else like me in the world. I honestly thought I was the only one that hated sex, that didn't want it, didn't like it. I'm fine with other people having it if they want it, like it's consensual. I don't mind. I can talk about sex. I've had sex in the past, good sex, bad sex. It's just these days it's just so repulsive to me personally. I'm just really not interested in mixing my genitalia with someone else's in that way. It just really doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't thrill me. It doesn't make me want to do that. Nothing makes me want to do that. I really just like the kissing, cuddling, and pure love, without the sex. Really, that's my thing. But I am a very sexy asexual in the way I dance, and occasionally the way I look, and all right, quite a lot of the way I look to some guys. And so, I don't mind being a sexy asexual, but I really just don't want sex. And so that was the last time I had counseling until, the work problem came about. And, it was really, I had a really difficult time there. I can't go into the details on social media, but it was really hard for me at the time. And, the only reason I had it in 2014 therapy was literally because of the one problem, maybe pretty much the one. Obviously, everyone has problems, but the only problem I felt I needed some therapy on at that time in 2014 was the fact that I didn't want sex. And so since, then until the end of last year, beginning of this year, I hadn't had therapy. So I'd been without it for like over 7 years. I still think therapy is really good, which is why I went back to it. So, that was a really difficult time for me. And so now I'm on disability benefits and other benefits in the UK. Now, if you're on benefits, there's a lot of places that just won't take you on benefits, right? I don't work for an employer anymore. I am actually registered as self-employed, if you wonder why I do what I do and everything. So I am registered as self-employed, as an author and of like technical services online. So I can do like coaching and mentoring all that time. But if you watch my channel, you'll know pretty much the majority of stuff I do currently is free. Like, I do my books, but I don't have loads of books out on Amazon. And asexuality is my main niche, which obviously is a smaller niche in comparison to lots of other niches. And I like helping asexuals. And, while I'm not working for an employer, I'm obviously was and still want to be and am as much as possible concentrating on this channel. I started to do my Make Money Make Cash channel and grow that just because I'm interested in entrepreneurship. I've been into that since 2012. But everything's just like gone completely up in the air at the moment because like my guinea pig was the world to me. She was in my life for nearly 6.5 years. She lived with my parents. I had to make the difficult decision in 2018 to let her go. It was difficult in the sense that I loved her and wanted her to stay with me, but it was a matter of life or death. She got diabetes and I had a panic attack in the vets and couldn't inject her. And the vet said in 2018 that I needed to find somewhere else for her to live, with the person who could inject her with the insulin, which my mum can do because she's diabetic. So my mum's looked after her for all these years, but I went and visited her and she was my world. I was still responsible for her medical bills. And my dream, if you like, I don't know if dream's the right word to use. My ambition, my wish is the right word to use. My mind's not great at the moment, by the way, because I'm really tired from looking at properties all the time. But my wish was that if Angel was gonna die, she would die in my arms, knowing that she was loved and cared for, and me giving her kisses. And the fact that she didn't live with me in the end, that did worry me if that was going to be the case, or if I would never see her again one day and never be able to be with her at the end. But I did have that wish granted, and it was really difficult death for her because she couldn't breathe properly in the end, and it was really hard. She went on her side, and when I spoke to the vet afterwards, because he asked me what actually happened with Angel since he saw her and diagnosed with her with pneumonia, which he knew that she probably wouldn't make it because guinea pigs don't usually make it after pneumonia. I said she went on her side and the cage was dragging her. Like, I literally had her out for 2 hours. This was the day, morning she died, I should say. My parents were in bed asleep, and I took her out for 2 hours with a stroker to calm her breathing down. I put her back in a cage because I thought she'd be a lot better because I calmed her down. And literally, she went over on her side and she was dragging herself around the cage, and I immediately picked her back up again. I had to go to the toilet after 2 hours because I got disability, which means that I have to go to the toilet. And if I don't go to the toilet, yeah, things can happen. So I took her in the toilet with me in the towel. I don't know how I did that. And then went back on the sofa with her. And then she was just going over on the side. And when I spoke to the vet and I didn't know what that was, I presumed a lung had collapsed. It was actually, he told me, either a stroke or a blood clot on the brain. Either way, there's nothing that, anyone could have done because she had pneumonia and couldn't breathe properly anyway. And in the end, it was very difficult. She was gasping for breath. My own grandma died of pneumonia actually in 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014. So yeah, so that was really difficult. She died similar way. I was holding her hand and she took her last breath when I was there and, couldn't really breathe properly in the end. But with Angel, it was really difficult. She went on her side and couldn't stand up. It was awful. So, it's been really difficult to deal with that. I'm still really sad and getting upset about it now, because it's only the 4th of December and what we're on the 15th now. So that's really hard for me to talk about. So, and then like I said, like 2 days later, like my landlord's like sent me legal notice to get out of my home here. I've lived in my home here for 18 years, which is a long time. I'm already too young for that, I think, but there you go. So I don't usually talk about like ages or years of things, but I'm honest on this channel. I have mentioned recently quite a few times that I've been here 18 years, over 18 years actually now. I did live, I like left home, my parents' home when I was 19 in birth certificate age, and just like, I've only once been back to live with them briefly, but my mum and my dad, well, especially my mum, she's of the mindset that once British culture, I guess, once someone flies the nest, that's it. So, uh, which is different to other parents actually in the UK, but that's it. So I can't go back and live there anyway. That's not an option for me. If you were wondering, why doesn't Sandra go and live with her parents? Because she's got both her parents. Unfortunately, that is an option for me. I don't have it. So yeah, so that's difficult because obviously I'm not really on my own. I'm an only child, so I don't have any brothers or sisters. I have no family that will like have me live with them. And so that is really difficult. So it means I've got to be really self-reliant and trust myself, and like I've got amazing friends. Um, but I would never expect to live with my friends because they've got their own lives and it's not really suitable for them. So, and I would never ask that of them. Well, I say never, but obviously if I was like really like on death's door, then I might ask. But you know what I mean? I wouldn't ask to like stay there definitely. But you know what I mean? I haven't got any friends that I can actually go and live with. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, my foot is really hurting right now. Um, and so yeah, it's really difficult. So basically, I haven't got anywhere to go, and because I'm on benefits, landlords are like turning me down. So every day I'm searching for property. Like one day, I think I spent about 14 hours looking for property, from the moment I woke up till the time I went to bed till I'm exhausted. Like today, I went to sleep at about 2 a.m. After, like, I did Skype my best asexual friend last night, which did help, because obviously I'm going through quite a traumatic time at the moment. But then after that, I spent another couple of hours trawling through properties. I spent over 3 hours yesterday applying for a property. So I viewed a property in the morning. Then I spent over 3 hours applying for it. And in the UK, there's something called the council. So people are thinking, oh, the council can house you. But at the moment, they've got a crisis in my city where they've got, like, for example, they've got 1,700 people looking for a flat, a one-bedroom flat in my city. And they haven't, like, the other day, they had no properties on the council site, and usually they're only having between 4 and 8, and there's over 100 bids on them. Like, they had one place yesterday, which are 188 bids. And so, you know what I mean? And there's just one property, one place. And so, like, the council can't house me in council accommodation because there isn't enough for the amount of people that was waiting. I mean, actually, the literature she gave me, she said there's 3,000 people waiting for a flat in Exeter, but I think 1,700 of them actually live in my city. So there's a real big crisis right now. Obviously, the economy is not great, but the crisis is not good. And so the councilwoman has said to me, I've got a caseworker because obviously I am facing homelessness now. Then she said we'd be looking to put you with private landlords. I have the money to move, so actually I've saved up enough money for a deposit already. I've got the money to move. I've got enough money to pay a month's rent in advance, over a month's rent in advance. I've got enough money to actually pay the deposit. So the money is not actually an issue for me. The issue is getting the landlord to accept me on benefits, which is really crazy because you would have thought if I've got the money in my bank to pay what they're asking, then there wouldn't be an issue, but there is. Because some people just don't look favorably on people on benefits, but it's strange because the other things they don't look favorably on is if you got pets, and want to keep them with you, which I don't have pets anymore, which I wish I still had my angel, but I don't. I'm not on planet Earth. And children, and I don't have any children, and I don't have a boyfriend because sometimes that can be seen as a bad thing if you've got a boyfriend, that you might cause trouble, because some couples have arguments and it's well known that landlords don't usually like trouble, and sometimes you get more trouble if couples move in. So I have no kids, no pets now, no boyfriend. I'm completely single. You know what I mean? And I live pretty much a clean life, I don't smoke, I don't drink, don't take drugs. And so really there's no reason in that sense of why I shouldn't be able to get a place. There are some other issues because of my disability. I have to have things like a washing machine, like, because I have to wash my clothes really regularly. I don't wanna go into all the personal details of every single health thing I have, going on, but basically, toilet issues, like, I have urgency with toilet issues, and I need to go, and I wash my clothes regularly 'cause, you've seen me go clubbing, and you've seen the amount of sweat I have just from clubbing. It's a lot. So I have to clean my clothes regularly, and I usually do 3 to 4 washes a week at least. I'm always changing my pajamas. I've got my Eeyore pajama top on at the moment. I'm changing my dressing gowns. I'm changing my pajama bottoms. Like, I'm just, like, always washing and stuff. And so I do need a washer dryer. And one of the flats I looked at had no washing machine, no dryer in it. And so that was a major issue, and I offered to pay for the plumbing to put one in myself. You know, the landlady wouldn't have had to pay, but that they wouldn't have it. And then so that was one of the places I looked at. But in general, the majority of the cases is just the landlord chooses another applicants, and also it goes by the amount of money you're earning per month, on benefits, regardless of how much you've got in your bank account, which is a bit weird, but that's the way they work. So you have to have like whatever the amount of money is per month, you have to have 30 times of that in your yearly amount of money, even if you're on benefits. So say it's £650 per calendar month that you're looking to rent, you have to have that times 30, times that by 30, and whatever that amount is, your benefits have to yearly benefits have to cover all that. If they don't, then you automatically get disqualified from the letting agents that have that condition, which is most of them. Some have 34 months, so that's really difficult. So I am literally applying for places in my city, but it's quite possible I'm gonna have to move out of my city. I'm applying for places in like Plymouth, Torquay, London. I would actually love to move to London. I'm kind of praying for a miracle that somehow I'll manage to get a property in London, because I've always said if I'm not in Exeter, I'd love to live in London, and it would be just amazing opportunity for me to move there. It's like my dream aside from Exeter to be in London. I love it. I'd be able to do a lot more with my brands and a lot more with my books, and I'd really excel there in my career, I think. From a personal point of view, I think Exeter's better in the sense that I've got everything I need here. I've got cinemas on my doorstep, supermarket shops. I've got my favorite nightclub that I absolutely adore, that I'm getting more and more confident in, that plays foreign music, and I just love the atmosphere and it makes me feel so good. I've got excellent healthcare in my city, beautiful quayside. Everything's within walking distance. I got 3 train stations. Exeter's even got its own airport, but not everyone knows that. The shops are good, places to eat. I just love it so much. I really love the culture as well. It's got quite a lot of young people. I'm really young, so that's really good. And it's easy to actually get to London as well. And so there's so much good stuff I love about Exeter. So for my personal happiness, obviously I go to the Bollywood nights now as well. So for my personal happiness, I think Exeter is the best place. But in terms of career and moving forward with my brands and being in the media, because I love being in the media. I've got a background in media. I used to be a voluntary radio presenter years ago. I've done work experience in other radio stations, like professional radio stations, newspapers, and stuff like that. So I come from that kind of background, and that's always what I used to want to do for a job, as media stuff. So I know that London has a lot more opportunities for me. Um, so that would be amazing to get that. But obviously life is really tough at the moment. I'm not gonna keep it hidden from you. Like, there are just days and days of like being feeling ill. Like, now the time in the UK is 6:38 p.m. It's the evening. I haven't even ate lunch yet. I've just had a few snacks. I'm so hungry because, like, from the moment I get up, like, I'm doing work stuff, I have to do a journal for my club, and that was supposed to be done before the beginning of this month, and I usually get that done, but I haven't. And, like, it's now partway through the month because obviously Angel died. Then I have, the news about what my landlord said about property. I have been seeing my friends. So some of the things that really help are having kind people around me, having friends around me, seeing my friends. Sammy had already planned to come down to my city to see me for 3 nights and 4 days, stayed in a hotel, and so that was already prearranged. I've seen my friend Andy, not I think that was last week, and then I video chatted with my friend Roger. My friend Vanessa's gone back to Hong Kong now for Christmas, but I did spend some time with her before she went back. And so it's been really important for me to have those friends to feel grounded, to feel comforted, to feel secure. Because when you have instability, is that a word? Instability. When you feel unstable, then it's a lot harder to cope. Like can get really ill looking at properties. Like it just drains you, like going from site to site to site, checking on the local housing allowance rate, which is to do with housing benefit in the UK, checking the area out, checking if it's near any shops, or because I don't drive, so I really need to be shut near shops, checking out if they accept people on benefits or if they just categorically refuse. And trying to understand like where the properties are and the areas are, and it's just like I could end up absolutely anywhere in the UK. This is my reality. So it's really difficult for me. And obviously, my priority at the moment is not being all over social media this in the same amount that I usually am. Like, my priority is finding a roof over my head because I won't even have Wi Fi attached to my laptop to be able to even stream to you if I haven't got a home. Do you know what I'm saying? Because my Wi Fi is connected to my home here. I've got like 2 gigabytes on my phone and that's it. So if my Wi-Fi gets cut off, then I'm not even going to be able to talk to you for a while until I get that sorted. Obviously, wherever I'm living here, it's fine, and I will get it swapped over if I find somewhere to live. But it's very difficult at the moment. It's really hard times trying to find somewhere. But I'm trying to remain as positive as possible because if you have negativity in your mind, then it's just going to bring more negativity and it's just going to be harder to find somewhere. And I have to try and be calm and kind of slow down, which is difficult because my friend Vanessa, for example, she's so used to seeing me hyper. She's like, "You're really subdued at the moment." And it's like, yeah, okay, it's understandable, isn't it? But my friend Sammy coming down, they really calmed me down. I felt relaxed. We went out to the aquarium, which made me feel really happy and alive and excitable, and that was really good. So it's really important for me to be able to spend some time doing things that I love and enjoy in order to keep the positive emotions going, because the worst thing I could do is get into a depressive state over this because it's not going to help me. you know if people, I have been in depression years ago and I don't want that ever again, because when you're in a depressive state you really can't do anything. You're sat there just usually watching movies or whatever to take your mind off things. That's not going to help me find a property. It's not going to help me move. It's just going to add more pain and more torture to my mind and more upset. So I really don't want that. So that's out the question. Like, I'm trying my best not to get depressed or to get really bad over it. I'm trying to think of it as an adventure, an exciting adventure that, I'm trying to think of it as an opportunity and a challenge that will help me grow. It's not easy to do that though. It really isn't. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But I have got time still. I have still got over a month, like a month and a half, and so there's still time. So I want to talk about kindness now. Obviously, I've had my friends being really kind to me. I've had them kind of rallying around, giving me more time than even they would usually do some of the time. Really being understanding, really knowing how tough it is for me. And that's really been beautiful. And then I mentioned on a shorts video that I had a guy in Nando's actually paying for my meal. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. Like, I cannot thank him enough. The Nando's teams are wonderful. They kind of know me in there, but I didn't expect that because he just said, "Oh, how are you doing?" And I tell people the truth. I don't just go, "Everything's fine all the time," you know, because that's not being realistic and it's not being true to who I am. And I'm authentic. And if people don't like that, that's tough, right? I'll still be authentic till the day I die, regardless of my circumstances. And so, the fact he paid for a whole meal for me was just incredible because I told him that I was, losing my home, and I told him it's the 10th of February, I have to be out. And then when I came to pay for it, he's like, "Oh, it's on me." And I was just so shocked at his kindness. Really, really shocked at his kindness. And so for me, that was a huge deal. Felt really good. It made me smile all day, put positive emotions on me, and I just felt so happy. that someone did that, who doesn't know me very well, who technically I'm a stranger to, not completely because I do go in there. I also go in the other branch and yeah, um, I got kindness there as well with food. Um, so yeah, I just thought it was incredible and I really appreciated it. So it is tough at the moment because I'm dealing with a combination of grief, the prospect of homelessness. I'm dealing with the difficulties of trying to find a property that's suitable for me and my health needs. I basically need a shower. I don't use baths usually. A washer dry. I need to be able to use my own bed because I have fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition that affects the nerves and muscles of the body. And my bed's especially made, took 6 weeks to make it. And I really need it to support my back the way it is now, because I tend to not get as much back pain as I used to. It's a lot better now because I've got my bed the way I need it. And so I really need to be able to take my own bed with me. So, there's all these issues. I need somewhere self-contained that's affordable. And I need a landlord to like think, yeah, that's great. Let's take her on. So it's really tough. And that's why like I just haven't been live streaming. I mean, I may notice like I look tired even. But it's really important to stay as strong as possible and as courageous as possible and to treat life as an adventure because if we don't and you're in a situation like I'm in now, it'll just crush you. It's really hard. Having to deal with like the loss of Angel and a loss of the home, like death and moving are two of the most stressful things you can ever go through in your life. And I'm basically dealing with both at the same time. And so that's really tough. Obviously, some people have got it tougher. I'm still alive. I've still got my health overall, even though I've got health problems and conditions. Overall, I'm still quite a healthy person. I have got, I have got a roof over my head right now. I've got food coming in the oven. I've got food in the house. I've got amazing friends. So there's so much to be grateful for. So another thing that's important to do when you're in a crisis and chaos is literally to think about what you have got and what you're grateful for. And I have got an opportunity to move anywhere now because obviously Angel isn't with me anymore. My guinea pig, I would never want to have left Exeter and moved away when her healthcare, her vet is in Exeter. Actually, he's retiring this year, which is very interesting. The year that Angel died, not this year, sorry, next year, not this year, next year. But it's his last full year this year. Next year he retires. I think it's around between August and October. I couldn't work out exactly how, when he was leaving. So, and that was the best healthcare she could get. So I don't really have much faith in the other vets as much as him, because it's only him that kept her alive with the help of me and my mum, obviously. But out of all the vets, he was the best and is the best. So I was sad to hear he's retiring. So, yeah, so because I haven't got Angel now, like I can literally go anywhere in the UK because I've got nothing tying me to Exeter anymore apart from myself if I want to stay here, basically. And obviously, I do love Exeter so much. But I've got nothing to keep me here. My friend Vanessa, who's a student in my city, she's going back to Hong Kong next year. So she'll be here for like a few more months next year and then she'll be gone. And I don't really have any friends. I know people, I know of people in Exeter. Like I have someone who comes to my meetups, but she doesn't actually live directly in Exeter. And we don't usually see each other that we've seen each other, I think, once outside of a group meetup so far. But yeah, in general, I don't tend to have like friends in Exeter. But I do have my favorite club, and I have the Nando's staff really nice. There is a guy that was being really nice to me and giving me extra food and drink in the other Nando's, but I think that's because he might fancy me because he's in Timepiece. So I was going to tell you more about that another time. My favorite club. But he was so sweet and said, I want to spoil you. So I was feeling really good about that because, again, it's kindness, and I just feel so happy and appreciative of these people who have been so kind to me. And so I think it's really important that in times of darkness and despair and distress that we think about the positive things, the things that we've got in our life that are going really well. And this is an opportunity for me to declutter my home more. I've had to sell Angel's cages, the two cages that were my parents, they've gone now. There's one really old cage of hers, but it's completely rusted through. So that's just going to be disposed of. And then I've got the cage here that she was in years ago gone. I've still got one more guinea pig cage to still advertise, but I haven't been able to do that because I've literally been I should say studio flat searching, and the council over in the UK, in order to get their help, I have to do certain things. I've got a portal, I have to do like 20 tasks and more stuff for them. Every time I do an application for a property, it's usually about 2 hours it takes me. So it's because they want a lot of information, especially if you're on benefits. So it's a lot. I've applied to a London estate agent today and uploaded loads of stuff, but they haven't actually got back to me to say thank you for the stuff or what's going to be done with it next, what the next stage is. So and I've left a message on the answer phone, so I'll probably have to chase that. But they said the property I was interested in is unlike the landlord takes benefits. So, it's really difficult. But I am up for a challenge. I do like a challenge. And like I said, life is an adventure. And so far, really, the properties I've seen, there hasn't been one that's been, oh, sorry, there was just one that was what I would say pretty perfect in what I was looking for, just one, and I didn't get that. I was really disappointed. But other than that, the other ones I've looked at, there's been something that's not quite right. But because of the situation I'm being put in, like, I would put up with the thing that wasn't right, if you know what I mean. Not, because perfection is very difficult to obtain. But I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for somewhere that is suitable for my health needs. But there was one flat and it was beautiful. I really want to move there, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. But maybe I'm not meant to be in Exeter. Maybe I'm meant to be somewhere else like Plymouth or London. And that's why I'm not getting the properties in Exeter. And before Christmas is a really bad time to be looking anyway, because most people move in the new year. They do not move before Christmas. So there's not that many properties on the market. And there's a lot of people looking for properties. So yeah, so a lot of the landlords are choosing people that aren't on benefits because they got a regular income coming in. But benefits is like pretty stable, really, a lot of it, because in the UK, like, the economy's so up and down, like, people can just be made redundant, lose their job just like that. So I don't think being in a full-time job anymore is that stable compared to how it used to be. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I am on disability benefits. So any little money I make through my books really just goes back into paying for the asexual websites and domains and stuff like that I have, and other websites on my book site and things like that. So, the money I make just goes into helping asexuals. It basically, I don't make a profit. It just pays for the stuff that I do. And it doesn't really pay fully for all the extra internet that I have to pay for and stuff like that to be able to live stream, because I had to upgrade my internet to do that a while ago. So that kind of comes out my own pocket at the moment, really. But yeah, I'm still really optimistic that I will find somewhere. I think it'll be better after Christmas, and I keep thinking I just got to keep instilling positive emotions, being positive, remaining as happy as I can be. But it is really tiring and exhausting. I have to acknowledge that I'm still grieving over Angel, that it is tiring and exhausting doing all this, like searching for hours and hours of property. And I do have to have, try and give myself some time out as well, because if I don't, it makes me feel really dizzy and stressed. But I'm sure everything will come good at the end. Things usually resolve themselves eventually. Even the law of averages, they've got to do it. But I don't know whether I'm going to have to upsize, as in buy more furniture if I get a lounge, because I've got no lounge furniture here. Or if I'm going to have to downsize and get rid of some of my furniture and get rid of tons and tons of stuff. And so it's all up in the air at the moment. And that's why it's difficult, because like, it's a bit chaotic. So I have to remain stable and strong and secure within myself, while it feels like very chaotic energy around me, because it's like, I don't know where I'm going to live next year. Come like after February the 10th, I don't know where I'm going to live in the whole of the country. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know long term how I'm going to manage at the moment on like renting, if I can't find anywhere else to rent. If landlords keep rejecting me, I don't know, but I don't expect every landlord to reject me. I expect the right landlord in the right time with the right place will welcome me with open arms, and I'll get the dream place that I want, because I deserve it. That's what I believe. And I believe maybe I'm not meant to be an Exeter anymore. Maybe I just need to leave now, because obviously Angel's gone, and that was the main thing keeping me here in terms of ties, if you like. But I do still love Exeter so much. I really love it. So I have to see what happens. But I just want to give you an update because I know it's a long time since I've streamed, and that's just because I'm exhausted. I'm not really on social media as much anymore because usually now I'm just like scrolling properties, trying to do my best to like get things done that I'm meant to get done besides that. And which is hard. I've been seeing my friends, which has been really healthy for me, and I've really needed it because I've been so upset, you know? Like, I was in a bar place with, my friend Sammy, asexual friend Sammy, and I did start crying in there over Angels, so that was really difficult. But the majority of the time, well, the rest of the time I wasn't doing that, and it really helped having them there to, like, make me feel stable and secure, because when I speak to my friends, I love having asexual friends, and other friends as well, you know, and having my best and close friends around me just makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like I can be myself and happy, and it gives me a sense of foundation of stability, you know, because it's something that's always there. So it doesn't matter if my environment changes, my flat changes, where I live changes much, because my heart is still with my friends. You know, they say home is where the heart is. Home for me is also where my heart is in regards to my friends. I got 2 best friends, well, 3 technically, one of them moved abroad, and 2 close friends, you know? And so, for me, they're kind of like a big part of my world and life. I love them to bits as friends, and they are really good for me, you know? They keep me grounded, and I feel secure because I've got them as a foundation. So, you know, like I said, home is where the heart is. If my heart's with my friends, even if I move around the country, then it doesn't matter so much because I've still got them as my foundation of friendship strength, if you know what I mean. And that really does help. So it's very ironic that I've always said that I'm not a mover, that I'd never move for a relationship because I'm happy in my city where I am. And the irony is now I can move. I can pretty much like, obviously I can't, you know, I can't go anywhere in the sense that it's up to the landlord whether they accept me or not. But in terms of like me being able to logistically, is that right? Word to use, like move, you know, I can move anywhere in the UK because I've got nothing to tie me to Exeter anymore because I'm losing my home here anyway. Angel's gone. My parents don't actually live in Exeter, and they've got each other, and I see them occasionally, but I can always get a train to see them anyway. And so I've got, you know, my friends are scattered around. Well, 2 of them are scattered around the UK, my best friends, and my friend in my city, she can travel to see me anyway if I move, but she's gonna be going back to country next year, and my other close friends in Spain, and my other friends in Turkey. So I've got nothing to keep me in Exeter other than myself, you know. So the irony is I've said I'll never move for a relationship, and I'm not moving for a relationship. I've got to move and get out for me. But the point is I am actually able to move anywhere in the UK now. I just think that's quite ironic that all the time on the dating sites, I'm a non-mover, I'm a non-mover. I have actually thought though, maybe you'll have to move eventually, Sandra, for a relationship to get the asexual guy of your dreams, because, you know, at the end of the day, if you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results. And if I do want to in the future have an asexual guy to be in a relationship, yeah, I'd love to him to have moved to live near me, but I've got to move out anyway. So the irony is that I might be the one who actually becomes the mover and moves to somewhere near them eventually in the future. I don't know. But you know, I haven't got a boyfriend now. I haven't got anyone that's like gonna be my romantic partner, you know. So that's I'm a mover now in the sense that I've got to move, but I haven't actually got anyone that's good for me and interested in me to be in a relationship with. So that I would like to be in a relationship with. There is a guy in there is a guy in Nando's that I'm really attracted to, and he's attracted to me. Not Indian. Actually, I've become attracted to Spanish and Puerto Rican guys, which is a first for me, really, like, noticeably attracted to them. I'm like, "Oh, this is different to Indian guys." Finally, I'm really attracted to another foreign guy, but having said that, I don't feel like kissing them like I do Indian guys still, so I guess I'm still mostly attracted to Indian guys after all. But yeah, so I still have attraction, I still think about relationship, but obviously not now. I'm not thinking about getting into a relationship with anyone because it's not suitable time, and I have to focus on finding a new place. But I just wanted to say that it's very ironic that now I am actually a mover in this time. You know what I mean? Like, there's no bad time to kind of move to near someone, but I don't have anyone for me, but I'm the best person to be near anyway myself. But I do find it ironic, because most people who are asexual, they do need to move for a relationship. Like one person needs to move. And now I'm a mover, but no relationship. I just find that so ironic and funny, really. You've got to laugh as well, because if you didn't laugh, you'd cry at times like this, because obviously it's very stressful what I'm going through. It's really not a laughing matter in the sense, but, because it's very difficult, right? Thinking I might be without a home, and I'm now classed by the council in the UK as of no permanent address. I'm already classed as that. So, because obviously I've been given notice to get out because the landlord's done it to his son. So I've got to leave. But yeah, it's really weird just even seeing that in writing. But the irony is that I am actually technically at the moment a mover. So if I had have found a guy for a relationship, which I've not, then I could have like possibly tried to go to live near him, but not with him. And so that would have been quite interesting, really, wouldn't it? But I believe everything happens for a reason in divine timing, and I do believe that things will work out in my favor in the end, but it might be very difficult in the meantime, which it is. And I don't know what's going to happen. I guess I have to just continue my optimism and the fact that life is an adventure and that I will get the good things that I deserve in life and that everything will be amazing. It is a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity to like leave Exeter if I need to, which is looking like I might well have to, but I don't know because I do love Exeter so much as well. And I was really getting so confident in my club, like my club, I call it, because it's my favorite club, that it's like, and the Nando's staff go there and I get on really well with them. But I was getting more confident, doing more energetic dancing. And then even in the Bollywood parties, I've gone to 3 now. I'm getting more confident in those as well. And so I really like thinking, oh my gosh, because the club I go to on a Tuesday sometimes, which is the foreign music, it's a unique club. It's like an independent place. It's not one that's replicated throughout the whole of the country. And so it's not like I can move to another place and they have that same club there. I might get a better club, but I really love that. I don't see me getting any better than that, but I know there'll be other clubs. There'll still be good clubs. So I really need to go somewhere which has got clubs and cinemas and nice guys and things to eat. But I have to remain optimistic. So I think it's important to laugh, not cry as much as you can, but cry to get grief out. Appreciate people's kindness, like the guy who paid for my meal in Nando's and the other guy who gave me some free food. I think it's because he fancied me. Um, and to just keep looking for properties. Like I do believe that if you're determined enough to do something, eventually you'll succeed. But I am literally getting exhausted looking at properties. I mean, literally, this morning I fell asleep at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 6. I was up, getting on with the day again. And I phoned the estate agent in London even before, 4 minutes after they'd opened because I wanted to get in there straight away, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to get that. And at the moment, all the extra properties have turned me down because I'm on benefits. I think, like I said, disability benefits being some of those. But yes, we have to work with what we have got in life, not what we haven't. And so we have to deal with the situation as it comes. There's not much else we can do in life but go with the flow because if we resist stuff that's going to happen anyway, it's just going to make it worse. So it's better to go with the flow. But it's kind of hard when like I said, I haven't been live streaming on this channel because I need to make moving my priority. I mean, if I haven't got a roof over my head, I can't like use this laptop to stream anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that I make that my priority now. But I wanted to give you an update and tell you that I'm really happy with people's kindness. Thank you always for being on this channel, supporting me, and thank you for all the comments you leave. I still try to read the comments and reply to them. If you, for example, comment on shorts videos I do, I still try to reply to as many as possible. I haven't really been on Facebook that much like I used to be. Like I haven't been replying to people's comments on there because I just have to make every kind of minute count when I'm looking for property and like do loads of research and stuff like that. So, bear with me. Life is going to be a bit weird in terms of like how often I can live stream at the moment and do videos. But I do love you. I'm always here for you. I always support you. I'm glad I'm asexual. I'm glad personally I don't like sex. I still got to finish my Asexual Guide to Sex book. That's really annoying, but it's like 3.5 years now and I still haven't finished it. And I wanted to do it this year, but because I now have to move and I've got currently nowhere to move to and I don't want to be homeless, then I have to make that my priority, which is a shame that I couldn't finish the book. But I am going to finish it because it's almost finished in full draft anyway now. But It looks like it's gonna be next year, but it could be a good thing because I might be in a new home by then, and then I'll be able to just hopefully be a lot more settled and able to, like, publish a book and then promote it a lot more easily rather than when my life's in chaos at the moment. So, everything happens for a reason in divine timing. I still believe that, even stuff that's not so good. So, yes, everything happens for a reason. That's just the way I live by, that philosophy because it just is good for me and healthy for me personally, because it just puts a positive slant on everything. And if you don't have a positive slant and you just get depressed and have negative emotions, it's really not gonna help you in a situation like this. I need to be thinking as positively as possible because negativity just breeds negativity, drags you down, you can't do anything. And I need to be at my full best as much as possible. Obviously, I'm not at my best at the moment. I'm really tired, stressed, drained, worn out, grief stricken. But then I'm still very grateful and thankful for everyone in my life that showed me kindness and love and support. And I'm still here standing, and the best is yet to come. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. I wish you the best day ever, the best life ever, as usual. And I will try and keep you posted through some shorts videos or by live stream when I can. I think it's really important to share my asexual life journey with you. So if you're going through a crisis yourself, I know how you feel and I want you to know that things will get better. I ultimately believe they're going to get better for me, but usually things have to get worse before they get better. This is how life works. They throw you challenges and curveballs, and your life gets in chaos and like a mountain exploding of volcanic ash before you actually get the beautiful color of the orange lava settled somewhere. So yes, my life at the moment is kind of like feels like it's erupting all over the place and building up and erupting again. And I'm trying to remain calm and be the lava that slithers out and tries to settle, and it just keeps erupting. It hasn't stopped erupting yet, but it will do one day, I'm sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I do love to have your support still on this channel. The more I can raise awareness still for asexuality, the better. And it's important to share asexual life with each other for, like ideas and support. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. There's a lot of people that watch this channel that aren't actually subscribers. It would really help me out and asexuality out if you would subscribe, please, and hit the bell icon so you never miss when I can go live at the moment, or shorts video that I might upload, or anything else. I've still got videos from Exeter Carnival to upload that I didn't finish uploading all them. So there's good stuff still yet to come, and I love you always. Take care of you, and I'll see you on the next live stream or shorts video. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Lots of love. Bye.